All right, welcome out here to the Student Activity Center tonight here. Stevens Point Pacelli hosting the Pittsville Panthers here. Final regular season game here, and a big one at that. Pacelli has a chance here with a win to claim the CW South Conference outright. Pittsville, should they come out of here victorious, they would share the crown with the Cardinals here, co-conference champs. So a lot at stake here. Certainly the final regular season game here between a couple of very good basketball teams tonight. Dan Lau, Brandon Berencott on the call here tonight. I've got Dan Lau with me as my color commentary person. Then, of course, Braden Sutter doing our production engineering here tonight. Pittsville, they are 19-4 on the overall regular season here, 9-2 in the CW South Conference. They're head coached by Jason Knott. They are a team that averages about 57 points per contest, and certainly a lot of familiar faces here. Certainly statistically, you've got Reese Grimm, the senior, who averages nearly 16 points a game, 6 rebounds a game, and nearly 4 assists per game. Kind of one of those do-everything type players is Reese. And you also get scoring production here from so many others, but Bryn Friday is just 32 points away from 1,000 points in her career. Certainly that is a very big milestone in a high school basketball career, no matter how you slice it. And both of these teams hopefully have lots of basketball in front of them beyond this evening's final regular season game. Pittsville last victorious on Tuesday night, February 18th, a 63-48 win over the Thunderbirds over in Iola, Scandinavia. And they will be back in action on Tuesday. They will host Elko in a first-round regional playoff game. Pittsville will. Pittsville, the number 3 ranked team in their regional here. Pacelli will switch to the Cardinals now. Head coached by Allison Smaglik. They are 17-6 overall in the season, 10-1 in the CW South Conference. This is a team that averages about 63 points a contest. You get quite a bit of balanced scoring here, a very large mix of both upperclassmen and lowerclassmen, no doubt about it, but or underclassmen, I should say. They faced a very good St. Mary's Catholic team just a couple nights ago here, 75-56 loss against a very good team who is certainly going to go far. And Pacelli here again, they will be hosting their first regional playoff game. Regional action starts next Tuesday right out here at the Student Activity Center. I'm sure all of the Pacelli faithful, fans, family members, coaches, players, everybody would love to see people out here at the Student Activity Center to pack the gym here. Some pretty good popcorn I hear as well. But if you're not able to get out here, we'll be on the call with that game on Zaleski Sports. As we mentioned, they have a number of different players that average double figures in terms of point production. We'll take a brief pause here. We'll get our national anthem, we'll get our starting lineups, and we'll be underway here in just a few moments on Zaleski Sports. Back in one moment.
When it comes to vehicle maintenance and repairs, Stevens Point knows you can always put your trust in Auto Select. Keeping up with vehicle maintenance is often an inconvenience, but with locations on Highway 10 East and Church Street in Plover, Auto Select will have you back on the road in no time. Enjoy their 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty, along with shuttle service and loaner vehicles for your convenience. Quality, dependable, automotive care experts you can trust in Stevens Point, Plover, and in Weston. At Auto Select, you're good to go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Pacelli Student Activity Center for tonight's Central Wisconsin South Conference girls basketball game between the Panthers of Pittsville High School and your Pacelli Cardinals. A special welcome to our friends from Pittsville. We remind you that interscholastic athletics are an extension of the classroom and that lessons are best learned when the proper respect is given to everyone. Please let your good sportsmanship show during tonight's game. Pacelli, Pittsville, and the WIAA, thank you for your cooperation. We now ask all to please stand. Lord, we ask your guidance and blessings on tonight's game, the players, coaching staffs, officials, and fans. Help us to be humble in victory, gracious in defeat, and remember that all of our abilities are a gift from you. And when the game is done, grant safe travel home to all. In your name, amen. And now, to honor America and those defending our freedom, please remove your hats and place your hand over your heart for the singing of our national anthem by Pacelli sophomores Rebecca Smith, Lexi Koenigs, and Haley Saseski.
This one's for the seniors. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we won were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ran clear, the wonders gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, we are back here. Nice job. The national anthem, that was Rebecca Smith, Haley Saseski, and Lexi Koenigs giving that national anthem song here tonight. Nice job. We'll get our starting lineups on our Auto Select pregame show. Stevens Point's best choice for auto repairs, maintenance, and tires. They have complete auto repair services with locations on Church Street and on Highway 10 East in Stevens Point and on Schofield Avenue in Weston. No matter your automotive needs, look to Auto Select and you're good to go.
Senior number 23, Bryn Friday.
So Reese Grimm, Brooke Grossman, Bryn Friday.
Head coach Jason Knott and the rest of the Panthers.
Gwyneth Cum as well, and
And now for
Kaylee Jacobson, head coach, as we mentioned, Jason Knott. Katie Ilka gets a start here, number 2, the senior on senior night. Senior Milena Cashin, number 15 on senior night. Jaden Zdroik, number 22, the sophomore. Senior Kaylin Yenter, number 24. And junior Ella Van Order tonight. Again, our Auto Select pregame show brought to you in part by Stevens Point Auto Select, Stevens Point's best choice for auto repairs, maintenance, and tires. Complete auto repair services with locations on Church Street and on Highway 10 East in Stevens Point and on Schofield Avenue in Weston. No matter your automotive needs, look to Auto Select and you are good to go. So as we mentioned in our Stevens Point Auto Select pregame show, last regular season game here tonight. A big one, as we mentioned, on the line here. Pacelli a chance to claim the CW South Conference outright with a victory tonight. And we are underway here. Pittsville wins a tip. That's Grossman back over to Reese Grimm. Grimm back up top to Grossman, over to Kaylee Jacobson. Bounces it down into Gwyneth Cum over there. Grimm, nice take. Jump shot. Misses, and Yenter with a rebound. Stroik pushing it up. That's out ahead to Ella Van Order. Van Order goes up with it and unable to score on that. Rebounded by Gwyneth Cum. Bounces it down Back up to come here at the top of the arc here for the Panthers. Grossman back up top to Jacobson. Minute into this one here. Again, a couple of familiar faces here, familiar teams against each other. And the first 2 points of the game here for Pittsville, and that is Bryn Friday. And Friday, as we mentioned, 32 points away from 1,000 in her career, and down to Kaylin Yenter and score it. Well, Kaylin Yenter tied up here at a pair apiece. So Grossman across the timeline here, back over to Jacobson. Gets it down into coming. Back over to Grimm. Grimm, as we mentioned in our Auto Select pregame show, one of those leaders in terms of points, rebound, and assist production. Down low, nice move down low, a pretty nice move. Unable to get that to go though, and Zroik will be fouled here. We'll see who that one is on. It looks like they're going to get Kaylee Jacobson, her first foul here tonight, first team foul. Dan Lau on the call with me as well.
Sorry, Brandon, can you hear me?
I can hear you perfect.
Okay. I don't hear you, so I'm going to just do what I can.
You are the master of doing that, Dan. So back out to Cashin. Tied up 2 apiece here, just a couple minutes gone by in this first half here. Swings it over to Zdroik. Zdroik surveying the floor here, over to Yenter in the left side corner here, back. Ilka cutting across the lane there. Zdroik takes it in, a nice move. She'll kick it out to Cashin. Cashin back up top to Yenter. So Dan, as we were talking about in our Stevens Point Auto Select pregame show, just a big game for both squads here, no doubt, a lot at stake. We know that both teams hosting a playoff game, or potentially
Pittsville
more than
definitely
that.
wants this one. I was hearing about the Pacelli's recent success on them.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, and as you bring up a good point, Pacelli has beaten Pittsville 17 games in a row going back to 2015 season here. So Pittsville certainly hungry. I would have to agree with you on that, Dan. Yenter down low, come defending her, and turnaround jump shot no good, but Ilka, and they'll say Pittsville basketball. Home Furniture, fill your home with the best. From Home Furniture, sofa sectionals, beds, recliners, lighting, tables, rugs, and so much more. Home Furniture with locations on Grand Avenue in Wisconsin Rapids and on Post Road in Plover. So just over 3 minutes gone by, Dan, here. Fairly low scoring early going. Again, both teams very hungry, a lot at stake here. And senior night to boot as well. You had the 3 seniors for Pacelli being honored before this one. Enter down low and unable to get that to go. That'll be rebounded by Grimm. So Grimm,
You can already tell this is going to be a physical game.
I think you're right about that, Dan. I think you can just tell. And Van Order out up front, and Van Order scores it for Pacelli now. So it's 4-2 Pacelli. But yeah, Dan, I think you're right about that. I think you're going to see some stout defense from both squads here. We know that both teams, as we mentioned on our Stevens Point Auto Select pregame show, very solid overall records playing out of that CW South Conference. And senior
A win today is also very good momentum going into the tournament.
And that's a 3 for Reese Grimm. So Grimm now with 3. She averages, as we mentioned, about almost 16 points a contest. And a foul is going to be called here on the floor. That's going to be on Jacobson, I believe. And it is. And if so, that will be her second foul, if I'm not mistaken, Dan. So team foul number 2 here for Pittsville. So Ilk get inbounded here to Zdroik, over to Pionik. Pionik, we know, can shoot from the outside, in and out. But a good shot there, no doubt about it, for Maddie Pionic. She averages 13 points a contest for this Cardinal team. And good defense there by the Cardinals. It'll go back. It will go back here to Pacelli. 5-4 our score here, 13-19 remaining here in half number one. And you can just sense this is going to be one of those games, and you said it best, Dan, that both teams very hungry tonight.
Both teams just looking to settle down to start this game. It's been pretty frantic on both ends.
Yeah, I think you're right, Dan. Probably a little bit of excitement for both teams, no doubt, and certainly the last regular season game for so many seniors from both squads, really, and of course on Pacelli's senior night here. So Grimm takes it in, nice take, nice pass down low, and score it for Bryn Friday. So Bryn now with 4 points. Out up to Yenter. Yenter goes up with it, and she'll be fouled. And she will go to the Serb Pro Jamie Wenzel free throw line. You can call Jamie Wenzel at Serb Pro for the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. Serb Pro like it never ever happened.
It was a nice touch from Pacelli before the game when they were honoring the not only their own seniors, but the Pittsville seniors as well.
Absolutely. Entered in and out. That one nearly all the way down, and it rattles out. Haley Krzyzewski checking in now here for Ella Van Order for the Cardinals. Yenter will get a second here. That foul was on Friday, by the way. That was her first, team foul number 3. Yenter up and unable to connect on her second from the Serb Pro, Jamie Wenzel. But Stroik doing some nice job down there by Jaden Stroik. So Jaden Stroik persistent down there. She's one of those players, Dan, that averages nearly a triple-double per contest, 14.1 points per game, 9.5, almost 10 rebounds a game, and nearly 9 assists per game. Not to mention almost 7 steals a game. So she can do it all. So 7-6 our score. That's Grimm. Right side, gets it down over. And nearly picked off there by Pionic. Grossman going with it. Grimm, nice move. Crossover dribbled, and she's going to draw the foul. Reese Grimm will go to the Serb Pro Jamie Wenzel free throw line. So that'll be the first personal, Dan, on Haley Krzyzewski here. Grimm to shoot a pair here for the Panthers. Grimm's first is a little bit long, so she'll get a second, though. The senior here. And she will convert on her second, so 1 of 2 in that sequence. 4 points now for Grimm. Pittsville applying a little pressure here, Dan. I'm sure this is probably about what you'd expect in a game like this. Certainly going to be back and forth, one has to think.
Yeah, for sure.
And we're going to get a foul on the floor here. That'll be on Grossman. That will be her first personal foul. Team foul number 4 now for the Panthers. Yenter gets it up top to Ilka. Over to Haley Krzyzewski. Krzyzewski takes it in. Cut off there nicely by Friday, I should say. Krzyzewski out to Yenter. Yenter swings it over to Zdroik. Yenter being defended there by Bryn Friday. Friday, the one of those players, as we mentioned, nearing that milestone in terms of point career production here for the Panthers. We'll get a foul called here. I think that'll be on Gwyneth Cum, I believe. So she'll check out now, and checking in here for the Panthers will be Lana Vollert. Pionic over to Yenter. And they're going to say an offensive foul here. Let's see who they get that on. They're going to get Ilka on that one. That'll be her first personal foul. Team foul number 2. Bounces it into, and that'll be back to Pittsville here. That's Vollert. Grimm, long swing pass over to Emma Bowden. Grimm picked up there by Yenter. Bounces it into Grimm. Nice head fake there. She'll take it in. Tries to get it down. Poked out of there and back to Bowden. Pass down low to Grimm. Grimm, long swing pass. 3-ball and nothing but net there for Brooke Grossman. So pair of 3-pointers here, Pittsville, early on, Dan.
Both teams traded possessions there where they got some ball movement and finally started to settle down a little. That might be how the game will be trending now. Pittsville came up, though, with the scoring, and Pacelli unsuccessful that first time. So we'll see if they can both get into a groove here.
Yeah, absolutely. Zdroik over to Ilka. Ilka, right side, tries to get it down into Krzyzewski down low. Krzyzewski goes up with it. A little bit of contact there, but Reese Grimm comes out of there with a rebound. Grimm looking to push it here. Bounces it over to Bowden. Bowden. And Grimm there with a rebound. And Grimm certainly a nifty player, no doubt about it, as we mentioned in our Stevens Point Auto Select pregame show. We know certainly the stats, but you can just see that that leadership from one of your key seniors here, Dan, and that's certainly, as you mentioned, will definitely come in handy as the postseason just a week away here, not even a week, in fact. So Grimm comes out of there with it, bounces it over to Bowden. Bowden back up top to Friday. Swing pass down into Grossman, down low, and turnaround jump shot. And they'll say foul down low here, Dan.
Pittsville really showing that they want it just to start out the game. They're going after offensive boards hard.
Yes.
Not only in offense, but defense too. You can tell they really want to come up big here against a conference rival.
So Pittsville to inbound, and that's over to Bowden. Ballard thought about it for a moment. And we'll get a jump ball. We'll go back to Pacelli here. The Oso Brewing Company. The Oso Brewing Company in Plover offers a large, spacious place for your next gathering or just to watch the big game on a massive projector screen. Enjoy a great variety of pizzas and other hot food along with a cold soda. It's all at Oso Brewing in Plover. So Zdroik being pressured here by the Panthers. Gets it out to Van Order. Van Order, 3-ball on the way. Ella Van Order misses a little long, boarded there by Grossman. Grimm looking for Grossman, and we'll turn that one over here. The Chastain Hesley Insurance Agency is your full-service agency in Pittsville, offering auto, home, business, farm, and life insurance from a variety of companies, including Progressive. Whatever you need to protect, let them provide you with a free quote. Good luck, Panthers, from Chastain Hesley Insurance Agency, downtown Pittsville and Loyal.
Nice defensive stand there by Bryn Friday with the block in the post.
Yeah, absolutely, and she's one of those other, we'll kind of say, leaders here in this squad. And we're going to get a foul on the floor. We'll see. I believe they're going to get Zdroik on that. That'll be her first personal foul here. So, Dan, a relatively somewhat low-scoring game, but I would say maybe more of a defensive battle here. You see that intensity here, both squads, no doubt about it. Both very quality programs here.
I'm not sure if you were at their first meeting, but just glancing, that looks like that was a defensive-heavy game too. I think Pittsville has only scored in the 30s.
Yep, you're right. And takes that, and Pionic comes out of there with it, so Maddie Pionic, and pulled away there by, and Pittsville, and a timeout will be called, and We'll take a brief commercial pause. You're listening to and watching high school girls basketball tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from our friends from Hoffavor Realty. Back in a moment.
Maida Custom Apparel, your local source for quality, custom decorated clothing and products. Discover a wide range of products from corporate casual wear to team uniforms, promotional items, sporting goods, and awards. Don't settle for less. With our in-house production, we will make your name or event stand out with custom sports jerseys, branded cooler bags, and personalized can coolers. Celebrate team success with custom awards and promotional items. At Maida Custom Apparel, we put your brand first. Explore your options today at maidacustom.com.
So Grimm here shooting the technical foul here. Pair, her first is good. She has 5 points here tonight. Second on the way here.
It's probably hard to put the
And she is good on her second.
the 1,000 in the back of your mind. She's probably thinking about scoring 1,000.
And we'll get another timeout here, and I think we'll stay right here just for the sake of just kind of bringing everybody up to speed here. 15-6 is our score here. It's been kind of a defensive type game. Both teams very much a lot at stake, no doubt about it, Dan. And you know, you've got some. We kind of mentioned in our Stevens Point Auto Select pregame show, Pacelli. They have some balanced scoring. You get, of course, Zdroik, who averages 14.1 a game, but you also get 13 points a game from Pionik, nearly 12 points from Krzyzewski, 11.2 points per game for Van Order, and Kaylin Yenter with 10.5 points a game. So you have a really nice, diverse group of both upperclassmen and lower underclassmen here as far as being able to sort of shoulder the load here for the Cardinals. Pittsville, again, they do a lot of different things as well. You would not be 19-4 if you did not, certainly. And as I mentioned, it was Bryn Friday, actually, who was just a few points away from 1,000 in her career. Bryn, so Pittsville will inbound it here. 7:26 here to go in half number one.
My apologies. Reese Grimm's at over 1,000 already.
Yeah, I think
Friday,
she's probably around 1,200, maybe,
okay,
give or take. But either way, a couple very nifty players.
If you have
for the
two
Panthers.
scorers on your team in the thousands,
You're doing something right, definitely. So Yenter comes out of there with a rebound. Zdroik up to Yenter. Yenter into the front court here, gets it over to Van Order. Van Order head fake. And she'll swing it back out to Zdroik. Zdroik, three ball on the way. Misses long, and Cashin hustling for the rebound, but unable to come down with it. Grimm bounces it down, a nice bounce pass. Gets the rebound, Grimm does, and Zdroik comes out of there with a board. Zdroik unable to connect on that one. And we'll get a jump basketball here. Lake Dexter Drive-In. Lake Dexter Drive-In is a favorite summertime stop after the game on the way to your favorite fishing hole. Stop in for a bite to eat, including their burgers, brats, fish fries, and more. They have your favorite treats, too, like shakes, malts, and soft serve, and scooped ice cream. Good luck, Panthers, from Lake Dexter Drive-In. Open Memorial Day to Labor Day on Highway 80 and on Facebook. That is Lake Dexter Drive-In. So Pittsville, for the most part, has been, I would say, safe to say, Dan, maybe in control of this first half. I know we certainly have, it's a tale of two halves in basketball. A lot of basketball in front of us here, but they've kind of set the stage here early on. Grimm, three ball on the way, and she gets her own rebound, and Reese Grimm showing why she's one of those leaders in terms of offensive and rebounding production. Zdroik swings it over to Van Order. Cashin picks it up there. Pacelli will reset it here.
Very impressive by the Panthers to hold Pacelli, a team that averages over 60 a game, to 6 points.
6 points with
5 minutes left in the half. If you have told them that before the game, they would have been ecstatic, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Zdroik goes in with it. A nice take by Jaden Zdroik. So Jaden Zdroik now with 4 points for the Cardinals. Zdroik with 4, Yenter with 2, and Van Order here tonight with 2 for the Cardinals here thus far. Grimm and Grossman up top there. Grossman long 3-ball on the way. And Van Order with a rebound out to Zdroik, and a foul is going to be called. I think they're going to get Grimm on that, and if so, that will be her second. Tomorrow River School District. Great things are happening at the Tomorrow River School District. Join the Falcon family. Are you ready to fly with us? So Zdroik to the Serve Pro Jamie Wenzel free throw line. Jaden Zdroik. 4 points here tonight. Looking to try to trim that margin. It's a 9-point lead for the Panthers currently. Zdroik, and she is able to connect on her first. Zdroik second on the way. It is up and it bounces in. So a little shooter's touch there, Dan. Good shooters will get those shooters touch every so often. Back up top to Grossman. Grossman looking for Gwyneth come down low, and it'll go back to Pacelli now. The Ridgetop Exteriors, just like these players, bring their best to the field. Ridgetop Exteriors brings top-tier performance to your home. Roofing, siding, windows, and doors. Ridgetop Exteriors has the winning strategy to protect your home. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com. So Pionik down into Krzyzewski, gets it out to Zdroik. Zdroik head fake. Going with it. Nice bounce pass into Van Order, unable to finish, and Pittsville comes out of there with it. Reese Grimm. Out ahead to Grossman, back to Grimm. So Katie Ilka to check back in here for the Cardinals. And we're going to get a foul down low. We'll see. That'll be Haley's third personal foul here. So Cum will go to the line here. Gwyneth Cum is nothing but net on her first from that Serve Pro Jamie Wenzel free throw line. Yenter and Ilka check back in here for the Cardinals. Gwyneth Cum with her second free throw line attempt here. And it is nothing but net, so 2 of 2 there for that sequence. Lead back out to 9 here for Pittsville. 19-10 our score. Just under 4 minutes to go on half number 1. Yenter gets it out to Van Order. Van Order to Zdroik, 3-ball. And unable to connect on that one. Rebounded there by Bryn Friday. Bryn number 23 here for the Panthers. Grimm running traffic up top there. Gets it down over into the front court into Grossman. Van Order comes out of there with it. Zdroik out ahead to Pionik and tries to get it back over to Yenter. And they'll say it stays here. St. and Carpet 1. St. and Carpet 1 on Post Road and Plover is here to floor you with all the best in your carpeting and flooring needs. Whether for your home or business, you'll find help with choosing the right look and material to bring your flooring to the next level. Ilka up top over to Pionik. Pionik right side takes it in. Good take there by Pionik. Unable to convert on that layup, but a good aggressive take there by the sophomore. 3-ball on the way, unable to convert. Reese Grimm with a rebound. So, Dan, a fairly quick-moving basketball, I guess I'll say here, in my humble opinion anyways. At least it would seem like it. Hard to believe we're already under the 3-minute mark here in half number 1. Pittsville certainly with the lead, no shot clock, probably going to do what they can to try to secure a very high percentage shot, one would think. Ilka up to Zdroik. Zdroik surveying the floor for the Cardinals. Grimm is on Zdroik. Out to Van Order, 3-ball Ella Van Order, and count it for Ella Van Order. A 3-ball there, Dan, to bring this lead down to 6 here. It trims that lead down to 6 here. Pacelli looking to get some
Pacelli's
points here.
certainly pleased with already passing their scoring output from the first 13 minutes in the last 2 minutes.
And the 3-ball on the way. That was Brooke Grossman for 3. Yenter gets it out to Stroik. Stroik over to Yenter, swings it to Van Order. Van Order, good head fake there, gets it down into Stroik. Near right side here. Yenter back up to Van Order, 3-ball on the way, misses. And Pittsville comes out of there with a rebound. So Reese Grimm to bring things across here for the Panthers. Minute 20 and counting, and half number 1 remaining here. Swings it over to Grossman.
Could be huge for either team. Coming in momentum going into the second half. Pacelli with a stop here, and they'd love to cut into
that lead, you bet. And they'll say it stays right here. Dahl Automotive, the Dahl family of vehicles, has been earning 5-star reviews since 1911. Now we'd like to earn your 5-star review at their new Dahl Honda and Dahl Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram dealerships in Stevens Point. Learn more online at dahlauto.com.
That was a nice inbound play, but just not able to finish there by Yenter.
And that was Friday coming out of there with a rebound. Bryn averages almost 8 rebounds a game to go along with those nearly 11 points a contest for the Panthers. Bounces it down into Jacobson. Grimm thought about it for a moment, takes it in, and she'll be bottled up, and that'll be a jump basketball, and it will go back to Pacelli here, Dan. Under 30 seconds here to go in this one, and as you mentioned earlier, certainly you have to think with under 30 seconds here, Pacelli certainly thinking you get a score before the half, you cut that lead to 7. You know, that can certainly swing the tide in terms of momentum. So it's Droik over to Pionic. Pionic takes it in, nice take, gets it down into Van Order. Van Order cut off there by Gwyneth Cum. So Van Order swings it over to Yenter. Just under 4 seconds, gonna have to go. Pionic 3-ball misses a little short, and we will be out of half here. So our halftime score, Dan, here. Pittsville 22, and the Cardinals here, Stevens Point, Pacelli 13. We're at the half here. We'll take a couple-minute pause for all of our game day sponsors here. We'll come back here and go through first half scoring recap. You're listening to and watching high school girls basketball tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from our friends from Hoff Favor Realty. We will be back here in just a moment to go through our halftime scoring stats on Zaleski.
It's hard to choose a new school. It's about academics, but also so much more. What does it mean to be a Falcon? Let me show you around. It means contributing to our communities and considering our role in making the world a better place. Asking good questions so we can understand the complexities of the world around us. Creating positive relationships across our differences so that we can hear others and be heard. Solving problems as a team with both creativity and resilience. Figuring out who we are and identifying the small decisions we make every day to become who we want to be. So what do you think? Are you ready to fly?
Watch the game change, yeah.
Selling your car to Dahl Auto is quick and easy. Bring your title and keys, and you'll have a check in as little as 30 minutes. Still owe money on your vehicle? No problem. We'll take care of it. Doll Auto. Simple.
Welcome to Bruce Orthodontics, where we provide comprehensive orthodontic care to patients of all ages. We are now accepting new patients, and we accept most insurances.
Orthodontics is much more than just a job to me. It is my passion and my life. What separates us from other orthodontists is constant help, and my staff, compassion, and dedication. Here at Bruce Orthodontics, we change lives one smile at a time. I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
All right, back out here at the half. 2.5 minutes gone by in our halftime show here. We will go through our first half scoring here. We'll start with the home Pacelli Cardinals here. They trail by 9 here, 22-13 in this opening half here. They are first half scoring tonight. Jaden Stroik here with 6 points. 5 points tonight for Ella Van Order and 2 points for senior Kaylin Yenter here. So the 13 total first half points for the Cardinals. And Dan, as you had alluded to, this is a team that on the season averages roughly 63 points per contest. So certainly, and I think you hit on this, really, Pittsville certainly has to be very proud of the defensive effort that they've showed thus far. Both teams, really, for that matter, but, lower scoring game, no doubt here. A lot at stake, as we've mentioned here. We'll go through our first half scoring here now for the Pittsville Panthers. Again, they have the 9-point lead here. They have 8 points tonight from senior Reese Grimm. You get 6 points from senior Brooke Grossman. 4 points tonight for Bryn Friday, and you have 2 points for Gwyneth Cum as well as Emma Bowden. So the 22 first half points here. Want to give thanks to all of our game day sponsors, Cheese Pleasers. Cheese Pleasers in Bancroft is a local hidden gem filled with all the finest cheeses, snack sticks, cheese curds, and cheese trays. For Wisconsin's finest cheese, stop at Cheese Pleasers right off I-39 in Bancroft. So we will take a brief commercial pause here. We'll bring it right back here to get you set up for half number 2. Brandon Berencott on the call here tonight. Dan Lauer, color commentary, doing a nice job, Mr. Dan. And, of course, Braden Sutter on our production engineer. We'll bring it right back here in just a few moments. You're listening to and watching high school girls basketball tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from our friends from Hoff Favor Real Estate Group. Back in a moment.
If you're looking for delicious, you've found it at Rock and Roll Cafe in Stevens Point. This family-oriented 50s-themed cafe is open 7 to 3 daily with a great diverse menu of American and Mexican breakfast and lunch options. Enjoy dine-in or carry-out 7 days a week and always served quickly, fresh, with a smile. For the full menu and more about this local Stevens Point gem on Stanley Street, visit rockandroll.cafe.
Is it time to replace your old gutters? Call Schwartz Seamless Gutters and protect your home with new seamless technology. No seams, no leaks. With free estimates in 2 days or less and workmanship guaranteed, our service is as seamless as our gutters.
At Ridgetop, we are your trusted, local, affordable exterior renovations expert. Isn't that right, Bo?
Exactly, especially when we are working on someone's biggest investment.
Can you give us an example, Bo?
Well, there was this house. We replaced the roofing, siding, and windows. Then they left a 5-star review.
One of our thousands of 5-star reviews?
Exactly.
For your free, no obligation estimate, call us today or go to ridgetopexteriors.com.
Bauer & Feind has been based in Marshfield since 1955. And if you're in business that long, you're obviously doing many things right. We always focus on selling world-class products, backing it up with world-class customer support.
Working with Bauer & Feind Business Technologies has been a pleasure. We have staff on call that we can call if we ever have issues, and the printer usability has been really easy, user-friendly.
Give us a call, visit our website. We'd be happy to come in, talk to you. Maybe there's a way we can help you save some money and work more efficiently.
All right, back out here again. We're at the half, just about 3.5 minutes remaining in this halftime here. One of our many game day sponsors tonight, Whitetail Properties. Whitetail Properties Real Estate is your premier hunting land, farmland, and recreational land broker. If you're looking to buy or sell, Central Wisconsin agents are Brian and Evan Roosh at whitetailproperties.com. We're also brought to you tonight in part by the Little Scholars Child Care. Little Scholars and Little Scholars Beginnings are two beautiful child care and preschools in Stevens Point, offering early childhood learning for infants through 4K. You'll find great facilities and a comfortable environment to help your child grow. Visit littlescholars.com. So, Dan, thoughts on first half here? I know we kind of talked about sort of the defensive effort from both teams, but any kind of initial thoughts that you might have here?
Yeah, very physical game. I think there were 13, 14 fouls called that half, but there could have been even more. But the refs kind of saw that and let them play on. Kind of like a Big 12 basketball game where you just expect that it's going to be tough and hard fought. And yeah, both teams really going after it tonight. They each want it.
Yeah, definitely. And I think you can definitely see that sort of that intensity and really the coaching staff as well. You know, certainly Coach Smaglick, very intense, which is, you want to see that. I mean, you're into that final stretch of season here, really. You know, playoffs start next week, and it's win or go home, certainly. So this is the time you really want to be playing some of your best basketball, certainly want to stay healthy. Dan, anything that you would maybe look for here in our half number 2 based on what you saw in half number 1?
Pacelli's probably going to want to clean up their offense a little. It seems that the Pittsville defense has them a little disoriented, and like they've been getting ball movement but not much efficient ball movement, not leading to much scoring as we see with the 13 points. And Pittsville just wants to keep doing what they're doing. They're content with the way this game is shaking out so far.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right on that, Dan. It's certainly a tale of two halves, though. We'll take a brief commercial pause here. We'll bring our second half here in just a few moments. You're listening to and watching high school girls basketball tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part by our friends from Hofffavor Real Estate Group. Back in a moment.
At Oso Brewing, we're committed to our community and charity events. We give back locally. We're spot on with tasty food right inside our brewery. Oso pizzas and sandwiches are the best kept secrets in the area. Come and enjoy our new patio atmosphere with friends and family.
It will be something you want to tell your friends about.
Does your roof need attention? Don't replace it, restore it with Seamless Commercial Roofing. Our process is guaranteed and a fraction of the cost of replacement with no downtime. When your roof needs attention, call Seamless Commercial Roofing in Marshfield.
All right, we're back here. I want to give thanks to all of our game day sponsors. Express Employment Professionals has relationships with all the local businesses and job openings. Call or stop in at Express Employment to find the right career path for you. Also brought to you tonight in part by Ski's Meat Market. Ski's Meat Market is your locally owned premier meat market filled with more than 30 flavors of brats, along with chicken, steaks, beef, deli meats, local and seasonal favorites, and so much more. It's all at Ski's Meat Market on Highway 10 East in Stevens Point. So Pittsville turns it over on the first possession of the second half here. Back to Pacelli. So Dan, certainly a tale of two halves, you have to say. I mean, two halves in basketball, but first half obviously belonged to Pittsville, no doubt about that one. Enter down into Stroik, and she'll be fouled, and she'll go to the Serve Pro Jamie Wenzel free throw line. Will Jaden Stroik with 6 points in the first half. So Gwyneth come on the foul there, her second personal. Stroik, nothing but net there. She is to 7 points now for Jaden. Stroik's second one on the way, and rattles off, and the foul's going to be called here. We're going to get Yenter on that. That'll be her first personal foul. Both teams now with one foul apiece here in this early goings here. Just about 30 seconds gone by in this second half here. Central Wisconsin South Conference on the line here, outright if Pacelli should win, as we mentioned in our Stevens Point Auto Select pregame show. Pittsville looking to certainly try to prevent that from happening.
I guess the refs didn't like my comment about them letting them play through the physicality because we already have 3 fouls in the first 40 seconds.
Yeah, they may have caught that. I don't know. So Grimm bounces it down in Jacobson. Jacobson back up to Grimm up top, being guarded there by Ilka. Down into Gwyneth come here. Grimm swings it over to Jacobson, going up with it and score it for Kaylee Jacobson. Beg your pardon, that was Grossman on that, I believe. It was Jacobson. I was right, so I got to go with my instincts, Dan. Jacobson with her first 2 points here tonight. Back to Pittsville now, the 10-point, their largest lead here in this one thus far. Grimm, left side, bounces it down, or gets her own rebound there. Grimm up top 3, thought about it for a moment. That's over to Grossman. Grossman going in with it. And a good strong rebound there by Pionic. Pionic out to Yenter, and a nice pass down to Van Order, and that's good team basketball right there, Dan. Good ball movement there, so lead back 8 now, trimmed down to 8.
Pacelli will certainly take the fast break points all they can today because they've been having a tough time when they've had it in their offensive zone. So if they can stretch the court and score in the fast break, that's going to work in their favor for sure.
Yeah, and that's definitely something that they've been doing virtually all year. So Droik called for that, her third personal. Grimm at the line now. Grimm is good on her first of 2. She'll get a second here. The senior who averages 16 points a game for the Panthers. Second one is up, and it is good. So she is 5 for 5 here tonight from the Serb Pro Jamie Wenzel free throw line, and certainly free throws at any point of the game, certainly a big part of the game, and shoot that at a high percentage all night. And it's going to stay here. Today's game brought to you in part by Blinds and Designs by Kelly, Premier Auto Body, Dahl Automotive, Stevens Point Brewery, Lee Ayers Jewelers, Point Heating and Cooling, and Portesi Pizza.
I spy the writer for Stevens Point magazine on this end of the court by the doors, so it's certain to be a good story on this game and next week's magazine edition. Absolutely.
So Jaden Stroik there. Good point there, Dan. Can certainly check out all of the Zaleski Sports Power Rankings out on ZaleskiSports.com. Go to the VIP section. Lots of good content there, I will say. Lead 8 now for Pittsville. Grimm being guarded there by the senior Ilka. We've seen Katie, the senior, she's drawn some tough assignments defensively. Typically we've seen her defend on Callie Havlovitz, who is certainly one of the premier players, not only in this conference, but certainly in the division. And blocked there by Yenter, but it will stay right here. Good defense there, though. Nicolay Bank offers personal banking at its best locations in Stevens Point, Wausau, Colby, Medford, Edgar, and Merrill, or learn more at nicolaybank.com.
Reese Grimm, no doubt a tremendous scorer for Pittsville, but she's doing a lot of other things that may go overlooked, and she's chasing every rebound, just saved that ball from going out of bounds just now. And
Yes, doing all of
really
those.
Hard worker, you can tell.
Oh, yeah. So this will go back to Pacelli.
Pittsville foul number 15 and Kaylee Jacobson. That's her third.
So that's Jacobson, her third personal team foul. Number 2 here in the second half for the Panthers. Stroik 3-ball on the way, in and out. And a big strong rebound down low by Bryn Friday. Up to Bowden. Bowden across the timeline, back over to Grossman. Grimm 3-ball on the way, and Stroik with a rebound. So Grimm, you can just tell the rotation on her shots, just has such good fluid rotation on that jump shot, does Reese Grimm.
Both teams having some uncharacteristic possessions here, settling into quick three-point shots. And that was a nice find.
Yeah, a nice find there. So that's Bryn Friday. So Friday now with 6 points here for the Panthers. Lead back to 10. Van Order gets it down low and trying to get it into Stroik. She's fouled down low. That'll be on Grossman. Her second personal foul. Ilka to inbound it here for the Cardinals. Gets it into Yenter. Yenter out to Pionic. Back up to Ilka up top. Swings it down into Yenter. Yenter out to Van Order. Van Order goes left with it. Ilka jump shot, and that's blocked. And she'll get called for the foul as well. Will Ilka, that'll be her second personal foul.
The town of Pittsville showed up today.
Yeah, we have a nice crowd here, no doubt about it.
For everything that's going for them tonight.
Absolutely. Pretty nice crowd here for the home Pacelli Cardinals. Just a good, well-attended basketball game, last regular season game. You certainly would not expect anything less. The ball is on the way, misses short. Getting the own rebound is Grossman. Back up to Grimm, back over to Coman. It'll go back to the Cardinals here. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Mutual of Wausau. Mutual of Wausau Insurance, protecting homes, farms, and businesses since 1875. Visit mutualofwausau.com to find an agent near you. We are also brought to you tonight in part by Stevens Point Orthopedics. Proud to welcome orthopedic spine surgeon Dr. Jason Pataki. Dr. Pataki is ready to serve the central Wisconsin community and is now seeing patients. More information regarding spine and back services available at stevenspointortho.com. So Dan, we're nearly 6 minutes gone by already in the second half, and
feels a lot like the first half.
Yeah, the lead 9 at half. Lead extended now to 10 here, but Yenter will go to the line here. So, Dan, that's foul number 3 on Grimm now.
Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good. Yenter is good. I was just going to say that that's personal foul number 3 on Grimm. That certainly is noteworthy. And Yenter unable to connect on her second. Back out to Ilka. Ilka over to Yenter. Down into Krzyzewski. Yenter takes it in back up top to Ilka. Ilka surveying the floor here over to Yenter. Far side, right side there. Down into Krzyzewski, I should say, beg your pardon. Goes up with it, and they'll say the foul is on the floor, Dan. That's Emma Bowden now. So Pacelli will inbound it here. Pionic up to Yenter. Over to Zdroik. Zdroik, 3 ball on the way, and that's good for Jaden Zdroik. 4-3. And a timeout called here. That could be a little momentum for the Cardinals. We'll take a brief commercial pause. We're listening to and watching high school girls basketball tonight on Zaleski Sports. Back in one moment.
Hi, I'm Shad from Next Step Prosthetics. 5 years ago, we opened our practice to provide life-changing prosthetics that are both comfortable and functional.
I would definitely recommend Shy.
Shy is very compassionate, caring.
We've grown to serve patients throughout Wisconsin. We want to thank them, their families, and providers who have trusted us on their journey.
Go to Next Step, because it's going to change your life.
Why wait another day? Call to set up a free, no-obligation evaluation. Let us take the next step together towards a better life.
All right, we are back. One of our many game day sponsors tonight, Rock and Roll Cafe. Find a great variety of breakfast options at the Rock and Roll Cafe. Breakfast, lunch, Friday, fish fry, and service with a smile. Open daily for breakfast and lunch, only on Stanley Street in Stevens Point. Also brought to you tonight in part by Feltz Dairy. The culture of Wisconsin is forever tied to life on the farm. Bring the family for a visit to Feltz's Dairy Store in Stevens Point. Cheeses, dairy products, local meats, seasonal decor, and so much more. That is Feltz Dairy Store, food, family, and fun. So 11:15 to go in this one, Dan. 6-point lead. You sense perhaps a little momentum there with the Zdroik 3. And Grimm battling for it, as to your point earlier, Dan. She's just kind of a little bit all over the floor, that Reese Grimm.
It is certainly possible that these two could meet in the playoffs too, and a lot of people would love to see this matchup for the third time. They each just gotta, if they each win their first 2 playoff games,
very good chance that they. So Bryn Friday scores on that. So Bryn now with 8 points for the Panthers. Lead back up to 8. Zdroik goes in with it. Little teardrop, and that's Jaden Zdroik. Nice take there for Zdroik. So Zdroik now with 14 points, Dan. Grimm over to Bowden. Bowden back into Vollert. And Jaden Zdroik playing some good defense there. 6-point lead here.
This might be the wave of momentum that the Cardinals have been looking for and searching for.
Yeah, I certainly think a bucket here, and all of a sudden we've got a 4-point game. Certainly don't want to jinx anybody or say anything ahead of time, but I think you're absolutely right here. If you're Pacelli, you can cut that lead down to 4. Was 10 not all that long ago. So Yenter, nice cut there by Pionic, and Pionic scoring it. So Maddie Pionic with 2 points now. So that lead now, Dan, as you mentioned, that momentum down to just a 4-point lead here for the Panthers.
And credit to Pacelli, when things weren't going their way offensively, they held their own on defense, and the lead never ballooned too much. They always kept it within arm's length.
Yeah, absolutely. Graham, and Pionic comes out of there with a rebound. So, Dan, you score here. Chance to cut that lead down to 2 points. And Yenter misses a little long. And fighting for it is Zdroik. And they'll say jump basketball. So they'll say, well, so Cashin and Van Order in now. So you got Pionic, Cashin, Krzyzewski, Van Order, and Zdroik on the floor now for the Cardinals. Pionic over to Van Order. Bounces it into Zdroik. Zdroik goes left with a jump shot. Misses short. Van Order doing some nice work down low. And a nice putback by Ella Van Order. So the lead now down to 2, Dan. And I have to think that was a little bit of that momentum that you just talked about a minute and a half or so ago here. Grimm tries to get it down low, and we'll get they'll say the and one. And that'll be on, so that's Bryn Friday. So Look at Van
really
Order
feel
on
the
that one.
intensity in the gym right now, just from both the Pittsville side and the Pacelli side.
Absolutely, yeah. No doubt about that. So timeout will be taken here. 33-28 our score, 8:52 remaining. We'll take a brief commercial pause. You're listening to and watching high school girls basketball tonight on Zaleski Sports. Brought to you in part from our friends from Hoffavor Realty. Back in a moment.
Shuda Funeral Home in Stevens Point and Plover is your local, family-owned and operated funeral home providing families with compassionate, individualized, and affordable services when you need it most. The loss of a loved one is a difficult fact of life that Shuda Funeral Home will ensure you won't have to face alone. Shuda Funeral Home will guide you through the process from in-person visitations to creating obituaries and tributes. Pre-planning can also be a great way to ease these topics for your family. Learn more at shudafuneral.com or bring your questions and stop in.
All right, back out here. 33-28 our score here. 8:52 to go in this game here. Pacelli has cut the lead down as little as 2, back up to 5 here, but a lot of time left in this one, Dan. And these are the kind of games where sometimes those little runs can definitely make a huge difference, no doubt, especially in a rather lower scoring defensive type battle, we'll say. I give thanks to all of our game day sponsors, Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. Take advantage of the President's Day sale now through February 28th at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. Buy 3 Goodyear tires, get the 4th one free, plus up to $180 in rebates on now at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. Zdroik back up to Krzyzewski. Nearly poked out of there by Grimm. And Pittsville forces the Pacelli turnover now, Dan.
I was talking about how it's possible these two could play each other in the playoffs, but the winner of that game would likely, if those two were to play, would likely face Assumption, who you definitely don't want to see in the tournament. They're the 1 seed in the top part of that bracket.
Oh, nice take there, yes. Although Pacelli did beat Assumption on their one and only meeting this year, but either way, one game at a time, as they say. So Pionik gets her own rebound, goes in with it, and Pionik score it for Maddie Pionik. So 4 points now for Maddie. Under 8 minutes to go now. Pittsville lead at 5. Back over to Grimm up top. Grimm surveying the floor, guarded there by Cashin. Back up to Grimm. 3-ball on the way. 3-ball misses. And Haley Krzyzewski with a nice rebound. Tracks the long rebound down for the Cardinals. Pionik takes it in. Nice take and a nice pass down low, and that's Van Order score it for Ella Van Order. Oh, a 3-point game now, so nice sequence there for Pacelli. Swings it over to Grimm. And nearly pulled out of there, and we'll get a travel here. Pacelli forcing the turnover. A chance to possibly tie it up here. I give thanks to all of our game day sponsors tonight. Next Step Prosthetics, providing prosthetic and orthotics throughout central Wisconsin. Take your next step and contact them today. We're also brought to you in part by Fleet Farm. No matter what your everyday life looks like, Fleet Farm has you covered at the best prices guaranteed. Auto, pet, bird, farm, snacks. Fleet Farm has everything you need at all the lowest prices. Pacelli looking down into Zdroik, down into the post down there, and she'll be fouled. And that's going to be on Grimm, and that'll be her 4th. And if you're Pittsville, that's certainly, Dan, someone you don't necessarily want to see in foul trouble if you're the Panthers here.
At this point, I don't think you can take her out, though.
Nope.
6 minutes left in the game, and
No, I think you're right. So Van Order down into Krzyzewski, back up to Cashin. Poked out of there. So Grimm now will survey the floor here for the Panthers. Gets it down into Bryn Friday. Grimm going left with it. And a nice take there by
And that's
Reese
why
Grimm.
you leave her on the court.
Yep, I would agree. 37-32 our score. 6:10 to go in this one. And order 3 ball on the way, in and out. And Cashin will track that down. Gets it out to Krzyzewski, tiptoeing there. Stays in bounds. Gets it back over to Pionik. Pionik jump shot. In and out. And it'll stay here. The Tomorrow River School District, great things are happening at the Tomorrow River School District with open enrollment now. Come and join the Falcon family. Are you ready to fly with us? So 5:52 here, Dan. 5-point lead. It's been, you can kind of feel the sort of that tension mount up. Zdroik 3 ball on the way. And count it for Jaden Zdroik. So Zdroik. And a timeout called here. So a 2-point game, 5:43 to go in this one. A lot of basketball. We'll bring it right back here on Zaleski Sports. You're listening to and watching high school girls basketball tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from our friends from Hoff Favor Real Estate Group. Back in a moment.
Uncle Mitten wants you to ride into huge savings this tax season.
With up to 76% off furniture and Mittens pays the tax, you honestly can't miss this sale.
We're your one-stop shop for all your favorite brands of appliances.
Get the latest sleep technology for your best night's rest.
And save the tax. Mittens Furniture, Appliances, and Mattresses is dedicated to stretch your dollars further this tax season in downtown Marshfield.
Rich, creamy, and fun. Point Craft Soda. Caffeine-free, made with 100% real sugar. From Stevens Point Brewery.
All right, we're back here. One of our many game day sponsors tonight, Dahl Automotive. Dahl Automotive in Stevens Point has over 1,300 vehicles, but they want more. So they'll offer an extra $500 over book value for your trade-in vehicle. Shop DahlAuto.com for the best selection in the area, or stop in to see them at Dahl Honda just off Stanley Street, or Dahl Chrysler and Highway 10 East in Stevens Point. So Dan, 37-35 our score here, getting down kind of that nitty-gritty. Thoughts here as we go into this final 5.5 minutes or so?
It's a crucial juncture in the game. Pittsville has seen that momentum trending towards Pacelli, but the first time it happened, they responded well and didn't waver, and we'll see how they face this next wave of momentum from Pacelli.
Yeah, well said for sure. So the jump ball here, possessions will stay with Pittsville. Inbound it and had a chance to get at that one, and rebounded there by Zdroik. Nice board there by the sophomore. Out to Krzyzewski. Krzyzewski jump shot, and it scores! And we are tied up, Daniel. 37-37 our score here with just about 5 minutes to go in this one. And a turnover forced here by the Cardinals. So that momentum, as we talked about, sort of pivoting towards the Cardinals right now. A lot of basketball left, no doubt about it. Again, a very key game on the line for both teams, no doubt about it. Pacelli looking to clinch conference outright. Out to Zdroik, 3 ball on the way, and count it for Jaden Zdroik for 3. And we'll take a timeout here. 40-37, Pacelli's first lead in a little while here, Dan. 40-37 our score. We'll take a brief commercial pause. You are listening to and watching high school girls basketball tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from Hoff Favor Real Estate. Back in a moment.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
Hi, this is Jill from Home Furniture and Design. Since 1970 and 4 generations, our family has been proudly offering quality furniture like Lazy Boy, Serta, and Amish to Central Wisconsin. We also offer free in-home design with our professionally trained designers to help you create a space that is uniquely yours, whether it's just a sofa or the entire home.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
West Grand Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids, and Post Road in Plover.
Sherrill Tire and Auto Service is offering our best deal ever during the President's Day sale. For a limited time, buy 3 tires and get 1 free on select Goodyear tires. Plus, get up to $180 in rebates. The best tire deal ever. Now at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service.
All right, we are back out here. One of our many game day sponsors tonight, Made It Custom Apparel. Specializes in providing quality decorated apparel, including from corporate casual team uniforms and promotional items to sporting goods and awards. Find just what you need to keep you looking great. Learn more at madeitcustom.com. So Pacelli applying the pressure here in the backcourt here. They now have a 3-point lead. And a game of momentum here has this one been. 3 ball on the way, and she will miss that one short, so it'll go back to Stevens Point. Pittsville looking to pressure here, as you would certainly expect at this juncture of the game.
Pittsville struggled tonight when having to shoot the 3 ball.
Yep.
So if Pacelli can force long, hard possessions for Pittsville and get them to make a shot they don't necessarily want to take, they will definitely take that in this closing stretch of the game.
Yeah, for sure. You are dead on right with that, Dan. Bounces it down, though. And it'll go back to Pittsville here. So, Dan, any thoughts as we enter into this final 4-minute stretch of basketball here?
Pittsville, nice job breaking the Pacelli
press
pressure both times in these last couple of possessions.
Grimm goes hard with it, and she'll say that she is fouled. That'll be on Zdroik, her 4th personal now. So 4 for Zdroik, 4 for Grimm in terms of fouls thus far. Grimm is good on her first of 2 here from the line. 13 points here tonight for Reese. Grimm's second one rattles in and out. And we'll get a foul called again here. Friday will go to the line here. That's on Pionic. That's her first personal foul here tonight, Dan. Friday shooting 2 here at the line. She is good on her first of 2 free throws. Looking to try to tie it up here. 3:45 to go in this one. And Friday gets a shooter's roll there. So tied up all at 40 apiece here. Enter into this final 3-minute and 40-second stretch, Dan.
Yeah, Pacelli looking to score here and make Pittsville keep. They know that Pacelli has momentum, and that's good defensive effort there.
That is good defensive. That's why
kept it alive.
Keep playing on both ends, and they're doing just that here. So tied up here, 3:25 to go in this one. Zdroik up top to Yenter. Yenter back to Zdroik. Thought about it for a second. She'll be tripped up and fouled, and they'll say it's on. That's on Grossman, so that's her 3rd. So Zdroik will shoot the bonus here, the 1-and-1 here. Zdroik is up with it and good. From that Serve Pro Jamie Wenzel free throw line for Jaden Zdroik. 1-point lead now. Coach not talking things over there with our officiating crew.
I'm not even sure what the confusion is right now.
Yeah.
Or the anger.
Talking things over, it sounds like. 41-40 our score here. Certainly collaborating. I'm not 100% sure, Dan, exactly what they might be collaborating about, but
I can't tell if they think someone else should be shooting.
That could be.
Frankly, I don't know, because looks like she might be leaving the.
We're talking things over here, and so Zdroik will get a second one. We'll have to sort that out. I'm not quite sure of that. So Zdroik
I'm wondering
here.
if the Pittsville coach was saying it should be a different shooter. Regardless, everyone's mad.
Yeah, the tension certainly, as you would expect in a very high-tense type basketball game here. Either way, Zdroik will get a second here from the Serb Pro Jamie Wenzel. Free throw line misses short. Rebounded by Gwyneth Cum. So a 1-point lead here for the Panthers. Up to Bowden, back over to Grossman. And Grimm she was able to keep that one alive. 3-ball on the way. That'll miss short. And Katie Ilka tracking that long rebound down for the Cardinals. And a timeout called here. We'll take a brief commercial pause. You are listening to and watching high school girls basketball tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from our friends from Hoff Favor Realty. Back here in one moment.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Jane, I'm Steve from security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
All right, we are back. Braden giving us the thumbs up here. Want to give thanks to all of our game day sponsors tonight. Shuda Funeral Home, Shuda Funeral Services, and Stevens Point and Plover is here to help you with all of your funeral needs with 2 convenient locations and a personal local touch. Let their experienced staff serve your family. Learn more at shudafuneral.com. That's shudafuneral.com. So, Dan, 1-point lead here for the Cardinals. Under 3 minutes to go in this one. Any thoughts that you have as we head into this final stretch here tonight?
Well, they obviously would certainly love to score in this possession. I don't know if they've had a lead more than 2 points or 3 points today. So they'd love to make it, they'd love to force Pittsville to be in a situation that they haven't been in tonight. A 3-ball here would go a long way for the Cardinals.
Yeah, for sure. And certainly with the 1-point lead and no shot clock, you have to think that, you're going to try to certainly, you theoretically could just, obviously Pittsville will foul, but we'll get another timeout on the floor here. We'll stay right here, 30-second timeout.
Yeah, that didn't look like that was what Pacelli drew up.
Yeah, I think you're right here, Dan. With that 1-point lead, certainly, you're not necessarily in a huge hurry if you're Pacelli, but you want to certainly try to, with that 1-point lead, try to find a very high percentage shot. Certainly Pittsville will at some point be forced to foul here, but a lot of basketball left in front of us here, and again, a conference outright title on the line here for the Cardinals tonight if they can come out of here victorious. Pittsville has other thoughts, and as we mentioned in our Stevens Point Auto Select pregame show, Pacelli has beaten Pittsville 17 games in a row dating back to 2014-2015, so you certainly got to think a lot on the line, no doubt, for them as well. So Yenter guarded in the corner there, and Van Order comes out of there with it, and foul will be called. So the junior Ella Van Order here will will go to the line, the Serpro Jamie Wenzel free throw line, in fact. So Bryn Friday picks up that foul, her second personal foul, team foul number 8 here for the Panthers. Van Order and it rolls in for Ella Van Order. Shooter's touch there. 12 points here now for Ella. This certainly a very big free throw here, no doubt. And a good rotation on that. Nothing but net there for Van Order. So Pacelli now with a 3-point lead. Back over to Grossman. Bowden right side, cut off there by Zdroik. Grimm up with it here. Pacelli and nearly forced the turnover there. Pionk playing some good defense, getting after that one. Grimm pass in there to Gwyneth Cum. Big rebound down low, goes up with it and scores it, and that's Bryn Friday. So 43-42.
Points in that possession was huge for Pittsville. They did not want to come up empty and then have Pacelli search for a long possession to drain out the clock, and they're just glad that it's down 1, and we'll see what happens here.
Van Order up top to Zdroik. Zdroik going in with it. Pacelli, as we mentioned, the 43-42. Nice pass down low, and another nice pass. And Ilka unable to score on that. Grimm comes out of there with it. And Grimm, and we'll get a timeout called here on the floor. Coach Knott will call one. We'll take a brief commercial pause. We'll bring it right back here on Zaleski Sports here tonight. Back in a moment.
After a couple years of this, it's time for more money, more opportunity. That's where Midstate Technical College comes in. Got a passion for helping people? Maybe you like cars. Are you into science? Are you good with computers? No matter your path, we've got cutting-edge classes with field-trained professionals and better tuition options. Stop getting by and level up today.
All right, back out here, Dan. Under 53 seconds to go in this one. Pacelli clinging to that 1-point lead here. Any thoughts here as we enter into this final 52.7 seconds here, Dan?
Well, I get the sense that Pittsville isn't going to... They've done a good job tonight of not altering the way they play. They still look to find the scoring that they're used to getting. They haven't been taking too many bad shots. They're gonna play their ball on this possession. Look to Reese Grimm, and she can usually find someone open in the paint if they can get a back cut, and that's what they've been good at all night.
Yeah, for sure. So Pittsville had inbounded here, and tipped by their Pionk, I believe. And it's turnover, and that's Van Order who comes out of there with it. So Zdroik, and she'll be fouled here, will Jaden Zdroik. So Emma Bowden with the foul here. So Jaden Zdroik at the Serpro Jamie Wenzel free throw line. And Zdroik, nothing but net there for Jaden. So lead now up to 2. Zdroik second is nothing but net. Clutch there for Jaden Zdroik. Having herself just a spectacular game here. 3-point lead here, under 40 seconds to go, Dan. Grimm goes in with it, bounces it to Bowden. Bowden 3-ball. Misses, and they'll say it stays here with Pittsville. So 24.9 to go here. We'll get a timeout called on the floor. We'll take a brief commercial pause, bring it right back here. You're listening to and watching high school girls basketball on Zaleski Sports. Back in a moment.
In every department at Dahl Auto, you'll find people who've been in the industry for decades. Sales staff with a deep knowledge, not just of cars, but how to build relationships. A service team who always double checks each other's work. Dozens of people you may never meet who've been working for years to make buying and servicing a car feel fast and easy. In over 100 years at Dahl Auto, we've learned to value experience. After working with our team, you'll value our experience too. Dahl Auto, simple.
All right, back out here, 24.9 seconds here remain. Pacelli with a 3-point lead here. Pittsville will inbound it. Out to Grimm. Grimm 3-ball on the way. In and out, and a nice rebound there by Jaden Stroik. She'll get it out to Pionic. Pionic will be fouled. So Jaden Stroik coming up big with a big rebound there for the Cardinals. That'll send sophomore Maddie Pionic here to the third pro Jamie Wenzel free throw line.
Very tough last few seconds for the Panthers there. Reese Grimm's shot, rims out, she fouls out. Now you have a very good free throw shooting team getting more chances at the line.
And Pionic hits on her first of two here, Dan. 5 points in the game. That one as big as any, though, I have to believe.
You get the sense that free throw ended, not to call it already, but...
Pionic in and out, and rebounded there. We'll see. And they're going to say foul on Yenter, I believe. Beg your pardon, that's on Van Order. And that will send Bryn Friday here to the free throw line. 15 points here tonight for Bryn. Friday is up and misses short. And a rebound there by Zdroik. A little smile there by Zdroik, the sophomore, shaking hands with fellow sophomore Maddie Pionic. And Zdroik will go to the line here. 11.7 to go in this one, Dan. Well, it's certainly not over. I never say it's over until it's over, but you like your chances at this juncture, and Zdroik, and you certainly like the fact that Jaden Zdroik at the line here for the Cardinals. Chance to extend this lead now to 6. And she is good, so Zdroik, and a timeout called. I think we're going to stay right here, though, just the fact that there's 11.7 seconds left here. We do not want to miss any of the action here in this final 11.7 seconds, Dan, and your thoughts, Dan, as we gear up for this last 11.7 seconds. Free throws certainly have been the key, I would say, and both teams shooting very well from the free throw line. Certainly something you like to see, especially as you get into the postseason play next week.
Yes, for sure. That goes a long way towards the end of these late game stretches, and I don't even remember the last bucket that Pacelli made. It's been all free throws last minute plus, I think. And, that won them the game, their defensive stands and free throw shooting.
So Pittsville now trails by 6. You don't have Reese Grimm out there, and Bowden 3-ball on the way, misses short. Rebound down low, unable to score it, and that's a final out here at the Student Activities Center. Your Stevens Point Pacelli Cardinals 48, Pittsville Panthers 42. Pacelli will clinch a outright conference title here in the Central Wisconsin South Conference. We'll have our Nasonville Dairy postgame show. Nasonville Dairy with fresh cheese curds made daily. Get your cheese curds, Nasonville Dairy in Marshfield, Curtis, or NasonvilleDairy.com. Dan, that's all I have to say about that one.
Can't ask for a better
basketball game.
To call a game. High intensity, both crowds were into it, and it was a fun one in a Central Wisconsin showdown.
Absolutely. Well, hopefully we'll have our Nasonville Dairy post-game show. We'll take a brief commercial pause. We'll bring it back, hopefully get a few words with Coach Allison Smaglick and a player or two shortly after these messages you've been listening to and watching high school girls basketball tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from our friends from Hoffavor Realty. Nasonville Dairy postgame show coming up here momentarily.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. Nasonville Dairy actually goes back to 1885. We are the oldest plant in Wood County. When our father brought us here in the early 1960s, we ran 7,500 pounds of milk a day. We now run 1.8 million pounds of milk a day. We buy dairy milk from 200 dairy farmers here in central Wisconsin, produce it, and ship it all over the world. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fury, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflatiri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. This has allowed us to go to a lot of different countries. Our furthest accounts are now in China, Japan, Canada, Saudi Arabia. We do ship to Mexico, as well as a number of other places throughout the world. This is what we call Cheese Making 101. We tried to walk you through the cheese plant today, and we're in hopes that you see our people, what they're doing, and the amount of work that goes into producing the products that we hope you enjoy.
All right, we are out here back. First of all, Coach Allison Smaglick here. Congratulations. You guys clinch an outright title, CW South Conference. You said it best, a barn burner. You knew you were going to have a good basketball team, two really good basketball teams going at it, somewhat of a defensive type game in the first half. Talk about a game like this, Coach.
You know, the nice thing about this is a perfect game to have to play going into the playoffs. You know, everything's on the line. Conference is up. You know, if we lose, we tie. I didn't want to do that. I know I had to fire up the girls a little bit at halftime. I think we were kind of flat-footed. Weren't making shots in the first half, but you know, they could have shut down. You know, with 10 minutes left, we were down by 10. They could have shut down, but we had a lot of girls step up and hit some nice shots. Under pressure, especially Jaden.
You definitely did, and you said it well. You know, Jaden really came through, and everybody for that matter. But I think free throw shooting down the stretch, Dan Lau and I were kind of talking. I mean, I think for a while there was a drought in terms of field goals, but you guys were able to shoot pretty well from the free throw line. Whatever you said at halftime definitely helped. I think, you know, to your point, that might maybe a little flat-footed, you know, a little bit of nerves, certainly senior night. Coach, where do you go from here? This is a last regular season game. Now it's win or go home.
Yeah, you know, and we don't have much time to prepare for our first game. You know, we have 2 or 3 practices. Then we play Port Edwards at home here. So, like you said, nothing's guaranteed, especially us playing on our home court. So we got to make sure that we come out and be clean. We got to clean up some things. a little bit on the defensive end, but we got to make sure that we're able to put a full game together. Full game together, will get us far into the playoffs, and it's nice to have, we've been missing Haley for the last 2 games. It's nice to have her back, and I think we're finally getting healthy, which is a good time to get healthy for us going into the playoffs.
Absolutely, and to your point, to be able to play good basketball this stretch here, because you're back at it Tuesday, and then you come out of there with a victory. If you do, you would be again Friday night. You would host basically throughout here, so potentially 3 home games in the course of the next week. Coach, anything more? I know you're going to certainly try to savor this one, but I'm sure you and the ladies will be back at it really hard here. Anything else before we get into this postseason?
I'll just say these girls earned it. I'll have you talk to Jaden. She actually had a triple-double. So the thing with Jaden is when it comes to clutch games, that girl steps up. And she stepped up on both ends defensively. She had 4 fouls. She could have broke down and had a misstep and fouled out, just like we got Reese Grimm out. But, she stuck with it, and she's a tough kid. And we need her coming through for us in the playoffs. But I can't say enough about her. Having a triple-double to win conference is an amazing thing. It's something I always wish for, but we have a sophomore here that's doing it for us.
Yeah, I think you're very proud of that. So, Coach, anything more before we talk to Jaden tonight?
Oh, it's all you.
All right, nice job, Coach. That is head coach Allison Smaglick. Jaden, you just had a phenomenal night. I think I had you for 24 points. But not only that, but Coach talked about just your role. You had the triple-double tonight. You were clutch in those free throw moments. Talk about this. You're just a sophomore, and I think that's one of the things that we have to realize is you are a sophomore playing like not that there's any fifth-year seniors, but you're playing like a senior. Talk about your role, Jaden, and where you guys go from here.
Well, I couldn't do it without my teammates, so huge shout out to them. And we know this game, we wanted to win conference fully, and we didn't have our best first half, but we knew we had to come out strong, and we knew we could do it. So,
Jaden, I have to ask, Coach said that she kind of fired you all up at halftime. What did Coach say that really, because I would say, and we were talking a little bit about during the broadcast, whatever it was, it really, you could see the momentum sort of shift as you got 3 or 4 minutes into that second half.
yeah, I mean, we needed to work together, and that's exactly what we did. We had to fire up, really. Yeah.
Well, Jaden, again, just a phenomenal game from you. You were able to find your teammates. You might have even had a quadruple-double. I can't keep track of steals, but you did just so many good things. And I think for me, those free throws, you guys were able to really seal the deal on your free throw shooting tonight. Anything else, Jaden, before we get you into the much-deserved Zaleski Sports Highlight House?
No.
Nothing. Okay. Well, I think you know the drill. I'll count you down. I'll go 3, 2, 1.
I'm Jaden Strike, and I'm in the house.
That's Jaden Stroik. I'll give you a big fist bump. That is sophomore Jaden Stroik tonight, our Zaleski Sports Highlight House player. As Coach Smaglick said, very clutch, just a sophomore. That's the one thing we have to keep in mind. I mean, obviously it's a team game and a lot of different components to getting a team victory, especially against a very good Pittsville team here tonight. A lot on the line here, senior night out at the Student Activities Center, but a very well-deserved victory here for the Cardinals. They trailed at the half. It was just, they were down 22-13 at halftime, but as we talked about throughout the course of our broadcast, really a tale of 2 halves. You could see the momentum really shift, particularly as you got 3 or 4 minutes into that second half. We'll do our quick scoring recap. We'll start here with Pittsville. They were led tonight in scoring by Bryn Friday, who had 15 points here tonight. You get 13 points tonight from senior Reese Grimm, and you get 8 points tonight from Brooke Grossman. You get 2 points tonight for Gwyneth Cum, and 2 points here for Emma Bowden. So the 42 team points for the Panthers here. We'll switch it over to the other side of the ledger, as I like to call it. And our Zaleski Sports Highlight House player tonight, Jaden Stroik, 24 points, if my math was correct. Usually it is. You also get 13 points tonight from junior Ella Van Order. You get 5 points from sophomore Maddie Pionic. 4 points tonight for senior Kaylin Yenter, and you get 2 points tonight for Haley Krzyzewski, so the 48 total team points for the Cardinals. Again, CW South Conference champions, senior night here out at the Student Activities Center, but no rest for the weary. Pacelli, hopefully, I'm sure has to be thinking about playing a stretch of 3 games here at home next week, starting next Tuesday. Hopefully lots of people can be out here at the Student Activities Center. I'm sure all of the players, all of the coaches, all of the families, fans, everything, love to see you pack the gym here. If you're not able to get out here, we will have that one on Zaleski Sports on Tuesday night. So Pacelli again has the number 2 seed in that regional bracket. Pittsville, on the other hand, they will be at home in their portion of that regional with a number 3 seed, where they will be hosting Elko next Tuesday night. With Zaleski Sports, I'm Brandon Berencott. Dan Lau joining me tonight, doing a great job as always. I would not run against him in the point Bach run. That's a guy that's probably going to break 27 minutes in the point Bach run. He laughs, but he will. And Braden Sutter doing a nice job as always on our production tonight. Have yourselves a good rest of your evening, everyone. From Zaleski Sports, you've been watching high school girls basketball tonight on Zaleski Sports. Have yourselves a good rest of your evening, everyone.